Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Karina. Today I'm gonna have some prompt cards. Choose my March TBR. The fact that it's almost springtime and we're almost a full quarter into 2025 is blowing my mind, and I'm sure many of you can relate. But I'm so excited to be filming another TBR video for you guys. February is such a busy month. My TBR was just so out of control. It was so overwhelming, and alas, I did not end up posting a February TBR video, but it's okay because February was Rom-Com Swoonathon, which is my romance book club's readathon that we put on for the second time all throughout February, and it was just so much fun. We watched some movies together, did a lot of sprints, and got to hang out a lot, and it was just such a blast. So thank you to everyone that participated in any sort of fashion. Like, we appreciate you guys so much, and that is why, you know, we do our readathons or events, because we just love the community that we continue to build, and we're just so very grateful for all of your support, and I hope you guys had as much fun as we did. For the month of March, I'm going to be bringing back the Illumicrate prompt cards because I need to get use out of them to, you know, inspire me to select my TBR, and I'm glad to have it back because, like it says, it's for the indecisive bookworm with too many books. And hello, hi, that is me. So I'm very excited to be choosing 5 books on the March TBR. Before we get into the 5 card pulls, I am going to talk about my mandatory reads. So in the month of March, for the SWOONY readers, we'll be reading The X-Files by Jessica Joyce, which follows 2 estranged exes that come together to save their best friend's wedding after a string of disasters occurs. This one's going to be a fun one because it is not only second chance but forced proximity, and I can just imagine the hijinks that occur while this wedding is trying to take place. I'm very excited to be jumping into this one and kind of discussing it along with you guys. Sprints for the month of March will be on March 11th at 7 p.m. EST, and the live show will be on March 30th at 4 p.m. EST, and both of those will take place on KAYLA'S channel. As always, the SWOONY Readers Instagram and my lovely co-hosts will be linked down below, so definitely go ahead and check them out and show them some love. I'm also going to link the SWOONY Readers Discord down below because we have so much fun just chatting and catching up together, and we do plan on doing monthly movie watches, so come and join us in the Discord to hang out even more. So as you probably already know, my friend Dana hosts a thriller book club called Thrills and Chills, and she asked me, along with our bestie Sam from Sam's Bookish Faves, we are going to be reading and discussing That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. Now, this is a YA thriller, if I'm not mistaken, and I love that the blurb on the back, it says, "It was a mistake to trust him." Okay, crazy. I've heard really good things about it, and I've never read from this author, so I'm very curious to see how this one will turn out. I like to go into my thrillers with very little information, so we're just gonna go over a little snippet of the synopsis. It says, shivering and bruised, a teen wakes up on the side of a dirt road with no memory of how she got there or who she is. The police don't know where she came from until a frantic man arrives at the station. He's been searching for her for hours. He has her school ID, her birth certificate, and even family photos. He is her father. Her name is Mary, or so he says. Why would you even show up to the police station with all that? That's just crazy. I get it, but like, I'm confused and I'm curious to find out what happens. And on the front, the blurb even says, she thought she had her life back. She was wrong. Okay, all right, Megan Lally, let's see what you got. This is actually on the shorter side too, which is really nice. Yeah, it's less than 300 pages, so it should be a quick read. Down below, I'm going to link the Thrills and Chills Instagram so you can get all the information on the round of sprints and live show that will be taking place in March, and I hope to see you guys there. So now that I have the 2 mandatories out of the way, I can go ahead and pick our 5 prompt cards. So let's see what card number 1 has in store for us. We're going to shuffle it a little bit, maybe a little more, because the nerves, you know, the nerves take over, and then I just keep going. So let's stop here. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, it feels like I might have had this prompt before. A book with a queer character. That actually couldn't be more perfect. This couldn't be more perfect because my friends Clint, Hope, and Lori that host the Book Club are putting on Mail March. They have a whole bingo board with all kinds of prompts to celebrate queer love and all the facets within. So I'm so stoked because I have some options. I have some options on the cart. You know, I've got to choose it because I'm already gonna read it anyways, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. For a book with a queer character, I'm picking The Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune. You already know I'm a TJ Klune stan. This couldn't have worked out better, in my opinion. Do I know what it's about? No, I sure don't. In the spring of 1995, Nate Cartwright has lost everything. His parents are dead. Oh my gosh. His only brother wants nothing to do with him, and he's been fired from his job as a journalist in Washington, D.C. With nothing left to lose, he returns to his family's summer cabin outside the small mountain town of Roseland, Oregon. Fun fact, TJ Klune is from the same city that my husband's from, so how crazy. Okay, anyway, with nothing left to lose, he returns to his family's summer cabin outside the small mountain town of Roseland, Oregon to try to find some sense of direction. The cabin should be empty. It's not. What do you mean? Inside is a man named Alex, and with him is an extraordinary 10-year-old girl who calls herself Artemis Darth Vader. But Artemis isn't exactly as she appears. Soon it becomes clear that Nate must make a choice. Let himself drown in the memories of his past, or fight for a future he never thought possible. Because the girl is special, and forces are descending upon them who want nothing more than to control her. Why did I think this was like sci-fi? Is it? Could it be? The blurb on the front, it says, "There's nothing more human than a broken heart." TJ's gonna make me cry. I already know. I'm already tearing up. I'm so stoked that I got this on the TBR. And for the first prompt card, things are looking up, friends. Things are looking up. First of all, can we talk about how TJ Klune is a book of the month pick? Incredible. Congrats, TJ Klune. The amazing thing is his work previously was indie published, and now he's getting traditionally published, so all of his covers are gonna match, and he does infuse his stories with queer love, and I'm so excited to be picking this up. Thank you, prompt cards. Wow. Let's hope the good vibes keep going with this next pick, okay? All right, I stopped it too soon. Let's see. Okay, I'm laughing because we've seen this card before, and the prompt did not get fulfilled that time. So this is karma coming to bite me, you know where. But I do have some alternatives. Is that same book on the card still? It sure is. In case you don't know what it was, I'm gonna get it. All right, so the book that I previously picked, I think it was December, where I picked this. I can't imagine there's a duplicate, so this really is coming back to haunt me. The book that I had previously chosen for this card is Red Rising by Pierce Brown, and I have yet to read it. So this could be an option. My next option is The Darkness Outside Us by Elliot Schreifer. This is also queer and will fit perfectly for March. Red Rising will have its moment to shine, I promise. But that moment is not today. This is better for my Mail March TBR, so I am going to pick this one. So this story, it sounds like it follows two male main characters who are sent on a spaceship for a rescue mission. They encounter some trials on their wayward travels, so yeah, I'm very curious to see what transpires. I've heard really good things about this, so I'm excited to be picking this one up. I'm glad I was able to stick to my card because it had a little refresh, so let's hope that card number 3, we can, you know, keep that pattern going. All right, here we go. Oh, okay, so it's a book that is the first in a series. I should pick something that I have planned for a video. I fear I have one option. I mean, there's a lot of options here, but for a fun little video that I have planned, there's only one. Okay, I think it's back here. Why did I do all that when I could have just turned it? Hello. A book that is, oh, hi. He's been taking a nap this whole time, so I wasn't sure when he would pop his little head up. So for a book that is the first in a series, my selection is The Sweetest Oblivion by Danielle Laurie. I was gifted this by my bestie Kaylani. Oh my gosh, the note is still in there. It was gifted to me for Christmas a few years ago. So I'm happy that I'm finally prioritizing it. I know this is the first in a series. It is mafia romance, and I'm excited. I've heard nothing but really good things. I have a fun video coming this month that this is included in. Yeah, very excited to finally be picking this up. That was gifted to me so long ago and is a bestie fave, so Perfect. So we are on card number 4 now. So let's see what it will be. Are you going to be nice to me for the 4th time today? Let's see. A book with vampires. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's so perfect. I can't even explain to you how perfect this is. So I do have 2 options, but only one physically with me. Oh, he's over it. For a book with vampires, I do have 2 options. I only own one physically, so I'm going to talk about that one first. This is also on my 25 books to read in 2025. Spoiler alert, you're going to see it on the list when that eventually goes up. So my first option is So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison, a vampire novel. Are you kidding me? Like, thank you so much. The reason I got the aardvark copy off of Pango is because it came signed, and I just thought that was so cool. A woman must learn to take life by the throat after a night out leads to irrevocable changes in this juicy, thrilling novel. I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I want to read it. Instead of picking So Thirsty, that is a priority read for me. I'm actually going to pick a book on my hopefuls list, or that I had wanted to pick up for the Memo March bingo board. The book I will be picking up for a book with vampires is A Vile Season by David Ferraro. This cover is so fun. First of all, like, yes. Okay, this is the exact reason why I'm going to be picking it, is because it says, Bridgerton meets The Bachelor in this queer Regency romance of a vampire competing for the heart of a duke. I'm very excited for this. It is a YA queer romance with Regency vibes. I have been very intrigued since I found this on Hoopla, which is where I'm going to listen to it. Another one for the Memo March bingo board, so this works out in my favor. All right, so we're gonna be picking our last prompt card. I do have a few more books on the TBR list, so if I am unable to choose one of them, I'll just kind of go over them quickly at the end. So let's see. Prompt number 5, will you be as good to us as the previous 4? Let's see. Okay, this one. A book you bought for the cover. See, I feel like I don't buy books necessarily for the covers alone anymore. I kind of grew out of that phase. A lot of these are books I've already heard about or book box books. Like, obviously I don't have any say in what I'm receiving. I also consult my digital list to make sure I don't have anything. Oh, okay. Okay, let's go over my options for the last prompt card pick, which is a book bought for the cover. A book you bought for the cover is what it is. Partly a cover buy, partly because of the edges, partly because I've read from this author before. I was excited that they decided to venture into the land of sports romance. If you didn't know, the book I'm talking about is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This is just a stunning, like, it has like the water reflecting, and it even has the water droplets are kind of raised, so it gives like a little texture to the cover, and also on the back. It's just stunning. It's stunning, and it's steamy. That's all I know about it. It says, a competitive diver and an ace swimmer jump into forbidden waters in this steamy college romance. And that's literally all I know about it. So that's option 1. Option 2, I bought this because 1, it was signed. 2, I've read from this author before and loved their work. I wanted it to be an option because I still really want to read it. And this is a 5-star prediction. So I had to include it as an option. I had to, put it on the list of possibilities for this prompt, and that is Blue Sisters by Coco Mellers. This one follows the strange sisters from the Blue family, believe it or not, that are kind of coming back together after the passing of one of the sisters, and they kind of are grappling with what created, this valley of disconnection from each other, and I'm just very excited to read it still. Okay, so this last option probably fits the prompt the best because I am just so intrigued by this cover alone. It is so freaky. The third option that also suits the prompt best, Something in the Walls by Daisy Pierce. Do you see the eyeball poking through the wood slots? Creepy! So the blurb says that this book is perfect for anyone who loves Midsommar and The Haunting of Hill House. Definitely is in the paranormal suspense horror category, and I'm so excited for it. It actually just came out on February 25th. This follows Mina, who is fresh out of school. She's a child psychologist. Because she's so inexperienced, she doesn't get the opportunities to take cases on as often as those who are viewed as experts. She's recently been attending a bereavement group while she deals with the loss of her brother. While she's there, she meets a journalist named Sam who kind of has a proposition for her. Sam tells Mina of a young girl that claims she's haunted or possessed by a witch from this small town. If Mina takes on the case of Alice, Sam is going to be writing a story about it, so he kind of gets exposure in his field, so they both will kind of benefit. The town that Alice resides actually has a deep rooted history in witchcraft and superstition, so the circumstances are kind of a little bizarre. Mina is kind of working with Alice, trying to uncover the truth behind her condition. Secrets from the town that Alice resides kind of come to light and forces Alice against the clock to essentially uncover the truth. It sounds so creepy. I mean, cover alone is wild. You know, I hope it gives me a little scared. Between my three options, I think I'm gonna have to go with something in the walls, because I have a video planned for the month of March, and that is gonna be a perfect addition because I already had hopes for picking it up, and also kind of offers a little bit of variety in the genres that I have previously picked already. I'm excited to get spooked. Now that the prompt cards are all pulled and my TBR is set for that, I'm going to quickly go over a few more books that I have on my hopefuls list for the month of March. You already know that I'm going to try and accomplish both buzzword prompts each month. For the month of March, the title prompt is thing. So a book with thing in the title, either something, nothing, everything, revelation, because I had a whole book picked out. But wouldn't you know, my last prompt card works perfectly for this. I'm glad, because I did not necessarily need to add another book to the TBR. So I did a little switcheroo because this was clearly unplanned. For the title buzzword, I'm going to use Something in the Walls by Daisy Pierce. The buzzword cover prompt is for a book with books on the cover. That's such a fun one. For this, I'm going to be picking up Welcome to the Hinamdong Bookshop by Wang Bodam. I listened to the audiobook to pronounce that, so I'm so sorry if I did not do that justice. This one just sounds so cute. It's gotten such good reviews, and I am just so looking forward to it. But this is a heartwarming story about finding acceptance in your life and the healing power of books. Welcome to the Hinamdong Bookshop is a gentle reminder that it's never too late to scrap the plot and start again. That just sounds so wholesome and exactly what my soul needs. I'm so excited to officially have this one on the TBR. Another book that I have on my hopefuls list, because I'm just, you know, trying to be a spooky girl. The next book I'm going to talk about is Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Andrews. I was mostly inspired to pick it up because Jan at Jan Ekaton, this is her full moon book club pick, so I needed to get on the list. This one is basically like a dark academia story about a boy whose twisted fairy tales come alive, threatens his friend and their obsessive bond. I know this does have a queer relationship, if I'm not mistaken. A YA psychological horror. I just thought it was like gothic, scary, spooky vibes. So that makes me excited. Another book that I'm planning to pick up, because it is the Book Club pick for the month of March, and that is The Prospects by K.T. Hoffman. So this is a rivals to teammates to lover story, and it follows the first openly trans player in professional baseball. I've never read a sports romance with a trans character, so I'm very excited to be adding this one to the list. So the little blurb, it's so cute. It says, "This triumphant debut romance reveals what's possible when we allow ourselves to want something enough to swing for the fences." Yeah, but that sounds so cute. I'm very excited to be reading along with the book club and being able to chat about it. The book I'm going to talk about is for one of the video projects that I mentioned previously. I know that picking up this book will make one of my besties happy. And I'm so excited because this has been a long time coming. And the book I'm talking about is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. All I know about it is that it is basically the Queen of Hearts villain origin story, and that's all I need to know. But I've had this for so long. This is the Illumicrate edition that I got years and years and years ago. So it's about time that I'm finally gonna be picking it up and adding this to the list. The final book that I'm gonna be talking about. So you already know that myself, along with these amazing, beautiful ladies, are on the Abby Jimenez ride. We're reading through Abby Jimenez's work because we adore her. And the time has come to finally reread just for the summer. This Barnes & Noble edition is fun because it has, I don't know if you can see, these little illustrations. I've only read this the one time so far, and I wasn't expecting the emotions that she was going to bring out of me, even though I should have known better. I should have known better. I'm just so excited to be back with this story, back with these characters. So this, let me tell you what it's about if you don't know what it's about. This follows Justin and Emma, who are both kind of unlucky in love, where the person that they recently broke up with, the next person they date is like their forever love. They get married and live happily ever after. They meet on a Reddit thread and kind of agree to date each other to kind of cancel out their curses. Things kind of just take off from there. It's just so good. Yeah, I just adore this story. The live show for this one is very early on in the month. It's going to be on March 2nd at 4 p.m. EST over on B's channel. It's going to be a great discussion. It's going to be an amazing reread, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So let me go ahead and quickly do a recap of the prompt cards and what was chosen for my TBR. First card was a book with a queer character, and I selected The Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune. Next up was a book set in space, and I selected The Darkness Outside Us by Elliot Schrafer. The next card I pulled is a book that is the first in a series, and I selected The Sweetest Oblivion by Danielle Laurie. For a book with vampires, I selected A Vile Season by David Ferraro. The last card I picked was a book you bought for the cover, and for this one I'm picking up Something in the Walls by Daisy Pierce. So these are all the books that I own physically that is on the March TBR. I do have quite a few digital copies on the list, so it's a bit bigger than this stack. Wow, what a great TBR to have for the month of March. Like I said, everything I talked about and all of the amazing friends and creators that I talked about are linked down below. And I know I've already mentioned, but I do have some fun vlogs that I have planned for this month, so be on the lookout. I'm really hoping to get those filmed and out to you guys. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. Let me know down below what you're most excited to pick up in the month of March, and if you're participating in any of book clubs or Mail March. I'd love to hear what you have planned for that. If you made it this far and you want to let me know, feel free to leave any space emoji in honor of the darkness outside us. I hope you have a lovely day, afternoon, or night whenever you're watching, and I'll see you again soon in another video. Until next time.